When I bought my red Mustang, I knew it would turn heads. It was my dream car, the kind of vehicle I had saved for years to finally own. I parked it proudly in my driveway, kept it spotless, and only drove it on weekends. What I didn't expect was that my shiny car would become the target of one of the most entitled demands I'd ever heard. My neighbor, a woman everyone in the subdivision calls HOA Karen, knocked on my door one afternoon. She didn't bother with small talk. Instead, she announced that her teenage son had just gotten his license and deserved to drive something nice for prom. Then, she pointed to my Mustang. I thought she was joking, so I laughed. But she didn't crack a smile. She actually expected me to hand over my keys to her kid. I politely but firmly told her no. My Mustang wasn't a rental, and I wasn't about to trust a brand new driver with it. Karen's expression hardened. She told me I owed it to the neighborhood to be generous since my car just sat there looking pretty. I repeated my answer. Absolutely not. She stormed off, muttering something about reporting me. The next evening, I found out what she meant. 2 squad cars pulled up in front of my house, lights flashing. Karen stood on her lawn, arms crossed smugly, telling the officers that I was hoarding community resources and refusing to cooperate with HOA policy. The officers approached me, clearly confused, and asked about the complaint. That's when I pulled out my badge. You see, I'm not just a resident, Time, the police chief of our town. The younger officer nearly choked, trying to hide a laugh as I calmly explained the situation. Karen's face drained of color as the realization hit her. She had called the cops on the chief of police because I wouldn't let her teenage son joyride in a muscle car. I told my officers to document the false report. And then I gave Karen a very stern warning. Filing frivolous complaints wastes police time and resources, and if she tried it again, she'd be facing charges. She sputtered excuses, claiming she thought the HOA had special authority. I reminded her that HOA rules don't override private property rights or common sense. Since then, Karen avoids me completely. She never got her hands on my Mustang, and her son ended up driving his dad's old minivan to prom. As for me, I still enjoy my car every weekend. And now I get a private chuckle every time I see Karen glance nervously at it. Some lessons, I guess, are best learned the hard way.